Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Listen, y'all know how I like to go with the tonight we are back on our list, but let me tell you something. This episode really upset my wig. How dare y'all mess with Nivea, honey? She don't bother nobody. And the fact that the Yin Yang twins just kept yin 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 until she couldn't take it no more. Honey, enough is enough. Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, Shamari is in Pam's room, and she's like, your room is so clean. Our room stuff is everywhere, honey, because y'all nasty, honey, that's why. So then Misha is working with Cinnamon, trying to get her power out, trying to bring the power from behind her voice. I'm like, okay, push through, Misha. Misha's like, Phineas and Ferb are always causing a ruckus, so there's a spot to fill, so she's going to sit in the studio for her shot. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Shout out to Eminem. Honey, Misha said she gonna get her chance. Child, when I heard her say that, all I could think about was Eminem. I said, child, Misha said she gonna sit in the studio until they give her a song to sing. Honey, she has a song in her heart. So Felicia sees Fallon, honey, and it's time for the foolishness to start. So she goes up to her. She's like, oh, I'm so glad you were not down there an hour ago. So she tells the other Bobsy twin about the issue with cosign, right? Of course, Keely is watching, trying to turn the twins into triplets. Keely, get you some business. Miss, I want to be accepted, child. Anyway, and they're going to have each other's back, right? So Fallon is like, is he still here? And so Felicia's like, yeah, he's still downstairs. She's like, oh, you want to get him out? Fallon says, should we get him out? She's like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he's still here. So they decide that they're going to go downstairs to get cosign out. And instead of them going downstairs to talk to him like a regular person, they immediately go in. Completely disrupt Misha's little session. And she's like, cosign, can I talk to you for a second? She's like, you know what, better yet? This is all I have to say. You can leave off anything that you've done. I'm going to produce my stuff and don't do anything as far as it goes when it comes to me. All of a sudden he goes, here we go again in his DMX voice. But what I really think he wanted to say is what you is want from money. Honey, that's the DMX song he wanted to give them all. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, honey, because they are losing it on cosign. Do y'all hear me? Honey, Paul cosign don't have a chance in hell with these twins, honey. Plus Keely, child. So he really wanted to say that. So he's like, why are you yelling at me? She's like, look, when he's in his confessional, he said, look, I actually really love Felicia. I really like working with her. And I don't understand where all the animosity is coming from. I just don't get it. So Felicia is telling him if he stopped a man's track, he would have busted him in his throat. Now, listen to me. I understand. I did read some comments that people were saying, well, in the music industry, it's male dominated. And sometimes the women feel like their voice is not being heard. Let me tell you something. I'm all about women's empowerment, honey. I'm all for the ladies. OK, I will never turn against my girls. But these two come in like little bullies. And it's a way to go about it. I watched a Candy speak on it, and she was talking about her issue with Wanye and how things were said and how she felt like she was owed a certain amount of money and they didn't want to give it to her. Basically, they were trying to step on her toes because she was a female. Candy handled it in the way that people can be more receptive of it. Okay, now if they felt like they were slighted, then that's different. But I'm going to stick to the fact that I say, and I'm standing by, he did not know that the women had chosen to use Felicia's version. He came in unbeknownst to him when they played the track. He felt like, wait a minute, that's the wrong track. The track that you should be playing is mine, because that's what they had previously agreed upon. But now she's feeling like he's not respecting her, but she feels like that with anybody. I mean, anybody can say anything. They can say, well, we weren't harmonizing right on that part. So what you trying to say? You don't respect me? I've been 15,000 minutes in the game. I'm a millionaire. It's always a problem. So it didn't matter if it was cosign. It didn't matter if it was the child, the janitor. It don't matter who it is. She was going to have a problem. Okay. So I'm just saying, that's how I feel about it. I don't feel like cosign was being rude to this lady, honey. It's getting on my nerves. And the fact that Nivea is gone, honey, I really could care less how these twins feel. I don't care if they're vindicated or not. Who cares, child? Anyway, and I was just thinking, well, if you spoke to another female this way with them heavy wigs on, they would be on the floor. So Pam said, look, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we're greater than this. Honey, I don't know if they are. Y'all might be, but I don't know if they're there. So Cosign is like, why are you disrespecting me? She's like, I never disrespected you. She said, if it was a man with some merit, you would have never done this. Again, I go back to saying, I don't think he was slighting her because she is female. That is my opinion. He said, y'all gonna get your girl? Now this part right here, cosign now, honey, okay? That was a little bit fur, okay? Yes, I meant to say fur instead of far. That was a little bit too much, okay? Because I understand you're trying to diffuse the situation and you're like, please get her out my face because she's barking and squawking and I don't want to say something that I may regret. So somebody get her. I understand, but it's the way you phrase it. Y'all gonna get your girl? Now that's a little bit chauvinistic, okay, honey? Everybody's right and everybody's wrong all at the same time, honey. Y'all all getting on my nerves, child. That was a little bit condescending. So Keely is like, we're right here with her. So then Misha comes out. She's like, I don't know what's going on. Keely was like, but you're with us. Keely, girl, she's like, you're with us. Why wouldn't you be? Keely, shut up. Let me tell you why she wouldn't be with y'all. Number one, the twins fight over any and everything. Number two, they wouldn't just automatically take her side. Number three, they don't like her. Number four, she has no idea what's happening, honey. She could end up on the right side or wrong. And number five, she's a grown-ass woman. Okay, she can decide what she wants to do when she wants to do it. If she wants to remain neutral for the time being, then so be it. Keely, shut up. Oh, Keely gets on my nerves. So Cosign is, downstairs and he's like, she has no idea what disrespect is. They leave the room and Misha said, well, what happened? Cosign said, we were in here minding our business, okay, minding the business that pays us, dropping some beats, and she came in here disrespecting me. Keely is going upstairs and she's like, I will always have Felicia's back. Okay, Keely. She's so exhausting. He was like, look, they've never done anything like this production wise, so maybe they should just stay in their lane. Okay, cosign, reel it in, okay? Because you don't want to give them nothing to go on, honey. Reel it in. So, child, after all that, Misha said, well, let me finish my vocals. Honey, Misha said, Mama, I want to sing. Misha said, look, y'all can fuss and fight and argue all the way up and through. But as for me and my vocals, we have already warmed up with a little bit of hot tea. I ain't smoked a cigarette in 15 minutes. And I am going to sing in this booth today. Well, go ahead, Misha, honey. Go ahead and set yourself off. In the kitchen, Keely looking crazy. And so Pam walks in, right? And she's like, look, the common denominator is Keely. This is my thing, honey. The common denominator is all three of them. Okay, Keely is rallying their foolishness. They get it started and then Keely just backdoors whatever it is they say. So Pam said, Keely, what you are doing is getting under my skin. And Pam, she, quiet as it's kept, honey. Pam don't really bother nobody, honey. She just gonna sit in the cut with her lemonade braids and she ain't gonna say much unless it's time for you to sing Amazing Grace and whatnot. So, if you make her mad, then something is really wrong. So she's like, all the little comments, the group this and the group that, things being said. Pam said Keely wants everybody to back Felicia and it don't work that way. Basically, she's her own person, point blank, and the period, honey. Y'all done upset the saint. Keely said, Pam is always quiet and, when she finally speaks, she uses her voice against me. And did. Sure. Downstairs, the sisters are with Cosign, which is Misha and Irish. And he said, if everybody say F Cosign, then I don't stand a chance. So Misha said, Irish, and we're like, look, it's us against them. And then you have the floaters in the middle. And so Cosign was like, well, the floaters need to float this way. Sure, this is just, oh my goodness. Cosign, their version did sound better. I ain't gonna lie to you. Their version did sound a little better, okay? But I understand that their delivery is trash. So, it's just all about the way that you say things. So Irish keeps saying she got her record deal at 12 years old. Irish, much respect to you, honey. Much respect. But honey, your wispy voice sounds like you haven't quite hit puberty yet. So that voice is still stuck at 12 years old. So I just need you to really calm it down, okay? She said the twins didn't bring nothing to the table but a long wig. And now that's not true, okay? Hate or love them, they wrote and produced the songs that you have now. You just mad because all you say is, honey, you do the little ad libs and the, ooh, yeah, at the end. And that's okay. because you feel like they aren't respecting your craft. But they did bring more than just those heavy wigs. Heavy is the head that wears the wig. Heavy is the head that wears those wigs, child. So then all of a sudden, they look at each other and start talking about makeup. Now, Misha and Irish downstairs defending Cosign, right? And then all of a sudden, she looks at her and she's like, did you start using a new foundation? Girl, what is that? She was like, no, it's the powder. She was like, no, but it's the highlight underneath. It's like when you really start just really contouring it, like you don't see it. She's like, you need to get a darker one. Child, I'm like, what is happening? So then all of a sudden, after they finished their little sidebar about the makeup of it all, they turn back to Cosign. And he said, yo, the way y'all just abandoned my whole situation to go into a makeup tutorial, I'm sorry. That was hilarious, honey. And Misha was like, it's important. Let me tell you something. Every last one of them could have a show individually, if we really want to be honest. I wouldn't pay to watch Keely or even sit down to watch Keely because she gets on my nerves, honey. I just really can't be bothered. So the next morning, the ladies are in the kitchen eating bananas. And I'm like, child, it's because y'all went bananas last night, child. A fool. So Fallon said, it's hard when men don't take you seriously. I understand where you're coming from, Fallon. But you guys, child. Anyway. So Nivea said, now that Aubrey is gone, it just feels like something is missing. Child, y'all ran Aubrey all the way permanently to a residency in Dubai, allegedly. Child, Aubrey was so sick of these twins, honey, she had to leave the country. Now, when you start running people out of the country, honey, it's one thing to run out of the house, but y'all ran out of the entire country. Now, child, I'm just kidding. I know the twins didn't actually run Aubrey out of the country before somebody gets down in the comments. Aubrey said she wanted to be. Okay, honey, she left the great U.S. of A. Goodbye. So Misha said, is there more I can do on that song? Because they're all sitting outside. And she's like, I'm only at the tail end. So Iris said, well, I only had like 3 lines. So then Keely starts laughing. Misha, now, honey. Oh my God. I know that the sisters, they want more, but it don't seem like it's happening. So Felicia's like, Misha is really getting on my nerves. She has one more time to say something. I'm really trying to respect my elders. Listen to me, girl, honey. This lady is not old enough to be your mom. Okay, I really want you to cut that out. You are not that far apart in age. She could be your older sister. Please stop saying respect my elders and all this with the ageism crap. It's really getting on my nerves. Y'all need to have some respect. I cannot stand. Listen, I understand wanting to be heard. I get it. Okay, because everybody wants to shine. But at the same time, Misha, child, just leave it be. Because if these twins say something out of turn, I don't know how nice my future reviews will be. So the triplets are talking. Keely, Felicia, and Fallon, honey, child. And Felicia's like, do you care if it sounds good or you just want to have your voice on it? That's the bigger question. And so then Keely was like, yeah, those are really the important questions. Shut up, Keely, honey. Where's your wine? Over in Shamari and Nivea's nasty room, they're talking about having twins. And then Misha walks in and she's trying to talk to Felicia, right? So she walks in downstairs in the kitchen while Felicia is down there. She's like, what's going on? Because unbeknownst to her, there's a problem. Okay, she had no idea that she's rubbed them the wrong way. And she's like, what's going on, Felicia? You okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'm here if you ever want to talk, Now, she doesn't know that they have a problem with her. Instead of her piping up, she's being passive aggressive. You got all that throat for everybody else. Just say what it is, girl. So Misha and Irish are outside talking about them not having parts, right? Misha said, look, I'm going to say something. Iris said, well, I got your back. You the queen. Child, I forgot we didn't have another queen yet. Child, Misha is still the queen. Child, so the next day, they go downstairs to see these flowers in the studio. And it's just Fallon and Felicia at first. So they go over and read it. And she's like, oh, he addressed it to all the ladies. So now they're mad because the flowers aren't addressed to just the 2 of them. She's like, I would have preferred a text. You disrespected me. So why does everybody get flowers? Oh my God. Listen to me, y'all. I'm about to go off. I'm really about to let them have it, honey. I really try not to be calling women, garden tools and female dogs and all that. I really try not to go there. But these 2, they are really pushing my buttons. Let me tell you something, girl. He didn't have to do nothing. Okay. He humbled himself. Okay. To apologize to you and all the ladies. Okay, and then this is the thing. Had he not included everyone else, then you would have said, well, why didn't he include everyone else? Then they would have felt some kind of way. He did exactly what needed to be done. There are 9 or 8 little bouquets of flowers. There's not one big bouquet and you all have to share it. Girl, you are getting on my nerves. He humbled himself, even though, in my opinion, y'all were in the wrong. You know, it really is something disturbing about the two of you. Y'all are miserable, honey. It's just sickening. It's sickening. So Misha comes in and felt, that it was really nice. Keely is like, damage control. It would have been nice for him to do what we asked. Keely, be quiet. Okay? Just be quiet. I don't want to hear another thing from you throughout the duration of this episode. So Pam said, she was reading the card and she said with the card, the fact that he apologized was very big of him. And was, child. So as they're all going through the basket, the twins are like, y'all allowed. We can't cut the track. I would slap the hell out of those twins. I really would, honey, because the way my attitude is set up, no ma'am. I would slap the hell out of those twins. It's given really much ridiculousness, okay? So Pam said, let's just go in another room. Let's just go in another room. And so Pam's talking to the ladies and she's like, look, we all deserve a second chance. The other ladies agree. And of course, Keely is going to do whatever the twins do, child. So they all go outside by the fire to let go of any negativity because the queen decided that they should do this little activity, right? So Keely said, I would like to throw away this chicken. And she gets this big bucket of KFC chicken from behind this chair or whatever it is. Now, let me tell y'all something, honey. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about me, but I don't like to waste food. The fact that you threw that good chicken, looked like a mix between original and extra crispy, in this fire is sending me. Child, I'm upset about it. I am upset. So she said, the chicken was in her hand and she said, look, I had the chicken in my hand at the time we were in a fast food restaurant. And if you call my mama a B, then the chicken you shall wear. So you are again admitting that you did that. Okay, that's all we need to know. So all we need to know is the fact that you did it. Misha said, but I have a bigger question. Is it original or extra crispy? No matter what, you will always be KFC Keely in my eyes. So Fallon had a letter about her anger, about her dad, and she said it affects her. And it affected her, child, and it still does. Pam was burning a paper that said liar. Now, yeah, Pam, now listen, I wasn't going to say nothing. But you did lie on that man that you used to be married to. So I'm glad that you could burn it and God has forgiven. So I'm going to just let it go. Irish was burning her fear of singing. Misha was burning a pair of leggings because she can't dance. And Fallon burnt a CD. Shamari burnt a VH1 tape of footage of the Blackout album that was never released. And, so then Nivea, this really touched me. Nivea had a rose and she said she's looked at that rose every day since her mom died, right? And she said that she wanted to burn it because she was tired of looking at it because she wanted to accept the fact that her mom is no longer here. And that was very big of Nivea to be so vulnerable. And she has been through so much. I'm like, Nivea, oh my God, from thinking about that Candy interview to what she's doing now, she has really gone through a lot. Nivea is very affected by Aubrey leaving, and she's just sitting out there by herself, right? So then Pam and Irish come out to check on her, and Nivea is like, look, I just wanted some quiet. I just want to sit in my own thoughts for a little minute. Nivea is an empath. She felt very strongly about Aubrey leaving because so many others in her life have left her. And I know that's getting a little bit deep, but that's really what I feel. I feel like Nivea thought, you know what? Every time I get close to somebody and we start vibing or things start, and they really weren't going great, but she was so used to Aubrey and then Aubrey just up and left, no explanation, no goodbye, nothing. It affected her. She says she doesn't want to quit, but she don't think she can stay, honey. She ready to go too. Keely is like, anyone interested in dancing tonight? Because they're all in the kitchen. Misha's like, I don't want to. Oh, honey, you need to the most. Okay? Never turn down a chance for a rehearsal. Child, so they're downstairs practicing in the studio, these little dance moves. And Misha looks like an old aunt, honey, that said, let me show y'all how we used to do it. Baby Misha in the middle, child. And Keely is trying to help them, right? So Misha and Irish, they not even dancing, honey. They doing a little two-step. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, I know some people don't like Keely. But KFC Keely can dance and follow an 8 count if she can't do nothing else, child. So they really need to kind of listen to what she's saying because she's not wrong. You do need to Listen to where the music takes you. You need to hold the mic up so you don't look like you're lip syncing. It was a lot of things that she was saying that actually made some sense, but because it's Keely, people don't want to listen, honey. Irish and Misha holding on to old fame, so they keep talking about how they got the record deal at 12 and they know this, that, and the third. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans if you are not performing today's date. Don't tell me what's happening back then. Tell me what's now, honey. So then Keely is in the studio talking mess about Irish to the twins, right? She's upset that Irish didn't take direction. So they can hear them talking and they walk downstairs. She said, let me close this door because we can hear you. So basically Misha was trying to let the twins and Keely know, listen, we heard everything y'all said. And we're going to put y'all on notice that we noticed y'all. And my thing is this. I don't know what kind of paper thin walls they have in this mansion. I'm not quite sure. I also don't know if production or Todd and them, okay, are setting things up so that the foolery can ensue. But child, every time somebody is talking, the other person can hear. So then Fallon said, well, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And everybody's like, weakest link? So Irish said, why are you calling me a weakest link? And so Fallon said, if you take offense to that, then you're not listening right. No, ma'am. That literally means she is the weakest link. And we are only as strong as she is. Like, stop trying to, no, honey, you're not about to Jedi mind trick these words. Child, this is exactly what this means. It means that her and Misha, or just her, she is the weakest link. Child, yes, we may all joke, but nobody wants to hear you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Nobody wants to hear that. So the twins have no tact, per usual. Okay, and Nivea is like, why are y'all saying that to her? Now, the triplets are having a confessional, and Nivea said, let's stop saying what's messed up and help each other fix it. Exactly, Nivea, I'm with you. I feel like they should have a little bit more patience, but Nivea, in their defense, this is why I'm saying everybody's right and everybody's wrong. In their defense, Misha and Irish don't like to take direction. So in order to get help, you have to want to take the help. Like, you're just going to have to want to take it. She said this is more drama than she thought it would be. Honey, Nivea is not here for the foolishness. So she doesn't hang with a lot of females and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to continue on with all of this. Honey, them twins are cancers, and I don't mean the sign. Nivea is like, nobody brought this to her. She overheard it. So it's like y'all are gossiping about it. Felicia is like, well, it's to spare her feelings. No, y'all were being messy. Y'all have done this since the beginning of being in this house. Y'all get somewhere and y'all get in these little corners and you start talking about how you feel about this person and that person and how this person is less talented than that one. It's not to spare her feelings. You were trying to be messy, and I'm not changing that. So Nivea said, if you heard it, wouldn't you feel shitty? I mean, if you heard somebody talking about you like that? She was like, I would have come down here and hit you in your face. Honey, I bet they pipe down then, honey. They know who to play with. Nivea has had enough of that mean girl stuff. She is tired of it. So Nivea was like, listen, it's hurtful. Felicia said, you the main one, Misha, that says hurtful things. Now, how did Misha get thrown into it? I thought y'all were talking to Irish. Child, this is just a mess. So Nivea said, well, I don't do that because I feel like this is not empowering at all, and isn't, okay? Not in the slightest. Misha was leaving, right? And Fallon said, yeah, she needs to go sit down because of her blood pressure. And so Misha comes back in, honey, with her bright red wig, honey. She is ready to get it started. So Misha comes back up and she's like, why you stepping up? She's like, why you talking about my blood pressure? So Nivea is like, this is all stemming from your words. You're spewing out negativity. Just stop, please. Nivea said, I don't like the dissension. I'm just not built for this. Meanwhile, Misha is saying something about the twins, heavy wigs. Fallon was like, if she say one more thing, I'm snatching her wig off. Well, honey, if you snatch her wig off, child, it is going to be a brawl for it all. Do y'all understand me? Y'all gonna be in here fighting. So Misha is trying to talk to the twins, and the twins are like, we ain't say nothing about your blood pressure. I'm like, oh my God. Nivea said, do y'all think this negativity is helping? Felicia said, I wish you would go this hard for everybody. She said, I do go this. How do you want somebody to go hard for y'all? You and Fallon have each other's backs. So there's no need for you to have backup. Misha and Irish, they're not twins, but I mean, I would think if the other had something to say, they would pipe up in defense of the other. And as far as everybody else, honey, it's every man for themselves. So then Pam said, We all have to take a look at ourselves. We all have 5 fingers. The pinky can't do nothing without the thumb. Honey, I know that's right. She said nobody is bigger than anybody. That's the problem. Everybody thinks they're bigger than. Baby, Nivea is over it. Do y'all hear me? Over it. The twins decide, you know what? Because Nivea leaves and she goes upstairs. She starts packing her things. She's like, I'm out. I'm sick of this. I can't take no more. She goes upstairs. She starts packing her bags. So the twins try to take that mess upstairs. And baby, when I tell y'all she went off, okay? AWFF, not OFF, okay? She went off. Keely cut that corner and Nivea was like, you can get it too. Get it. You get it in my face. I said, oh my God, baby. Keely was like, oh my God, what did I do? That's what you get for running behind those twins every 5 seconds, honey. I almost got your block knocked off, honey, because Nivea was, let me tell you something. She was like the Tasmanian devil. Anybody in her path could get it. She has had enough of this foolishness. Y'all are fighting every second of every scene of every episode, and it is tiring. Okay, it is really tiring. People get tired of hearing fussing and arguing and dissension every single day. People like peace. Every now and then it's cool to speak your speech and pipe up, but not every day. So Nivea packed her bags and she said, you know what? It's best for me to flee the scene. Honey, and got in her car service and left. Let me tell y'all something. I don't even want to watch no more. I really don't, because they're dropping like flies one by one. How ignorant do you have to be to upset Nivea? Honey, she don't bother nobody. All she wanted was rice cakes and peace. Child, and that was the end of the episode. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about the episode down below. This is what I feel in a nutshell. I feel like Misha and Irish don't want nobody to tell them nothing. So y'all leave them alone and let them look how they gonna be looking. Keely, I'm still not sure what you're doing here. You're doing nothing but chasing behind the twins. I'm convinced you just wanted a vacation. Fallon and Felicia, y'all act like y'all don't stink. And if anybody in the industry is watching this, you probably will never work again. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.